So Joe, tell us a little about Mid-American Cleaning Technologies. I know you're not a newcomer to this industry. I think you've got getting on almost 50 years in this. But tell us about this new venture you've got going.
Be glad to. Thank you. Mid-America Cleaning Technologies, or better known as MACT, is more like a regional optimization, process optimization, consulting type company. We feel that we bring our expertise and knowledge of over 80 years combined in the industry to a lot of different people that need this. There's been a lot of changes and innovations in the market, both aqueous and solvent cleaning, from the type of equipment replacing ineffective older generation equipment to the chemistries that basically both aqueous and solvent, due to either improved performance or regulatory issues, which you're very much aware of. Some of the articles in the F&C cover that. Also, personnel changes is huge in today's world. Over the last several years, there's been a lot of changes in personnel in the cleaning industry, and the people that actually make the components, parts, or substrates, whatever you want to call them. And that technology has basically been either moved by people retiring or people being promoted to other jobs, or they actually exit the company they're with, and that position that they had was turned over to another person. Sometimes that person is experienced and sometimes they are not experienced, and they have questions or they're not aware of what happens in the industry in terms of environmental regs, in terms of performance, cost evaluation, product stewardship changes. They may have changed their substrates design or their type of product that they're making. Their process may need tuning up. So what we offer is basically a technical support service. We work with individual clients. We review their applications, either solvent or cleaning or other processes. We try to help them make the wise decisions to either replace ineffective older generation machines or machines that's not right for their existing process. Or we also look at what's happening in today's cleaning world that will help them be more effective performance as well as cost effective. Cost effectiveness is operational cost lowering today is a huge issue with competitive pricing. So a lot of the cleaning industry, even though it's still cleaning, it has changed over the last couple of years. And we feel that, we can offer equipment, we can offer chemistry, we can offer technical support services that a lot of companies need at this point in their life. Sometimes it's hard to find a company that can address all of the issues, either aqueous or solvent, or if it's solvent, they want to stick with traditional vapor degreasing, or they could decide to go with vacuum degreasing technology. A lot of people are not aware of the differences and what the ins and outs are. We can help educate those people in regard to the advantages and disadvantages of each process and what the cost effects would be at that point, and then let the customers make a decision that best suits their application, their environmental compliance, their personnel safety, and their budget. It's all about getting the product out the door at a prescribed rate, at a prescribed cost, and being safe and compliant.
Right.
So
I was going to say, if I can just take a step back. So you're working with Chuck Sexton, who's been another industry veteran. I know, I think I saw combined you all have like 80 some years. You all have been in this industry for like I said, decades with this. And
we're old dinosaurs,
you mentioned, and so you've been there, done that, and like you mentioned, the regulatory issues have changed a lot, especially in the last couple of years, right? And it's something where I just can't see that a lot of these facilities have this experience to know what they need to be doing and how to do it most effectively. And that's really what you all are going to be able to help these companies do, right?
That's a good summary. We want to look at safe, cost-effective procedures to help these customers out in regards to their jobs. Their job is to make products, to get it out at a prescribed quality, production rate, and also protect their personnel and meet environmental compliance. Now, to do
Right.
that, sometimes they change to an alternate technology that they're not familiar with. They could go from aqueous to solvent or from solvent to aqueous. And that's our job to basically help each customer understand what their existing needs are. Some people have needs, some people don't have needs. If they've got older generation machines or using solvents that are being regulated out, and another example is like 2025 is the year that 3M is no longer going to offer the HFE solvents. These were huge in the medical and aerospace business as well as some other applications. So those people are now in the process of replacing that solvent. And are they going to replace it with another solvent? Or are they going to replace it with another technology?
Right.
The HFCs have been basically banned and being regulated out under the MACT, and that's another solvent that was used heavily in the military industry as well as some other applications. The technology is changing in the solvent. A lot of people are going to vacuum degreasing systems. Sometimes vacuum degreasing is not the ideal situation for small or limited production touch-up. Open top degreasers are still fine there. Open top degreasers have evolved. Their new models are more efficient. They basically meet compliance. A lot of times the customers look and say, okay, what solvent is available? What are the advantages or disadvantages of this particular type solvent? What is my cost of operations? Am I going to meet compliance or not meet compliance? PFAS is another issue that come up. It's been touched on in your magazine. So there's a lot of changes in that. In regard to the aqueous, same way. A lot of the newer aqueous cleaning compounds are more compatible with aluminum. They split the oils out better, so you get a longer bath life. You have less mechanical labor at the end, especially like in a remanufacturing market. Production world is changing. And again, some of the people are aware of this, some people are not. So it's basically a service type organization that we formed to help educate the people, to offer product lines that meets their current needs and will provide a sustainable cleaning process for the future.
Right. Yeah. It's something I noticed on your website, a kind of an interesting statement. Manufacturing cleaning technology is dynamic. I kind of get an idea what that means, but tell me what you think that means. It's kind of what you just said. A lot of things continually changing, right?
Yeah, it is very dynamic, and that's a good point, especially with the advent of increase of 3D printing. The dust and chips and fines inside 3D printed parts are more challenging to remove than traditional machines where they build the parts and put them all together. So that's one avenue. The next avenue is a lot of the components have changed. They're more complex, they're smaller. The machining systems have got more capabilities now. The apertures or diameters of certain components are very small. Basically, so it's more difficult to clean those. Aqueous is a good cleaning method for certain lubes and applications. Solvent is a good cleaning method for certain lubes or applications. And both of them need to be addressed from terms of which suits the application that customer is building best. There's a lot of variance in the cleaning market. Some like solvent, some like aqueous. Sometimes you can't use aqueous for certain applications. Some people don't want to use solvent for applications. So getting people up to speed, letting them understand their options and making suggestions for their solutions. We really don't have an axe to grind either type. So it could be solvent or it could be aqueous. We've partnered with key equipment and chemical suppliers in the industry that can provide performance, reliability, and environmental compliance.
Right. Yeah. You mentioned that there, changes in the part, the type, the material, geometry, complexity, all these things really need to go into making a solid decision on how you're going to be cleaning parts. Correct. I mean, it's a lot of variables that go into that, and you could get down the line not having the right setup, and you could be getting into trouble if they're not really getting some expert advice on what they should be doing. I'm assuming.
You're exactly correct. And material handling in and out of the cleaning systems, what's happening previously before cleaning or post cleaning.
Hmm.
If you're cleaning ferrous metal parts, then basically you either have to apply a corrosion preventative compound to stop any oxidation. Will that film create a problem, for down the line, such as plating or coating? Uh, is the surface finish adequate to meet the application, such as the uh, surface tension or dynes requirement, part per million? All the specs are getting tighter and tighter, especially with
Hmm.
automotive and medical. Medical, you have to look at compatibility of components, where they're implantable or biocompatible. There's a lot of
Right.
stuff there to look at. And, a lot of people, they simply don't have the time or the bandwidth to assign
Mm.
various people to do this homework for them. So it's a lot of
Right.
time it's easier to get a technical consultant, whether it's equipment supplier or chemical supplier or a cleaning systems contractor, very similar to like MACT.
Mm. I was going to say, or you get someone that can help you with all of it, chemistry, equipment, right? Instead of going to various people. And I think that's what you're saying that you all are offering to the industry.
That is correct. Our experience in years of seeing OJT has really helped a lot. We've worked
Mm.
with a lot of different companies, from aerospace to medical to military to automotive to general manufacturing. And everybody components are different. They all clean different ways. They all manufacture different ways. And sometimes if you can pick up a little bit of hint of what is better for a particular process, it'll pay dividends in the long run.
Right, right. Something I saw on your website too, I wanted to ask you about. You use the phrase maximum available control technology.
Right.
So tell me a little about what that means.
It's an acronym that was basically coined by the EPA. And so
Mm.
when you're dealing with solvent applications, uh, there were regulations regarding what much part per million could be exposed, what type of safety controls were required on the machines, the standards to meet vapor degreasing systems. So the different solvents were regulated at different limits. And in order to achieve the best performance and the best environmental compliance, they coined the phrase maximum available control technology. That was
Mm.
basically for freeboard chillers, covers, superheat, a lot of different options in the solvent clean. But it also slides right over into the aqueous world as well. You don't want to dump your
Hmm.
bath if you don't need to. You may be able to separate the contaminants out of the bath and keep it extended out. You don't want things going out the stack, such as caustic or acidic type vapors
Mm.
that are moving out with some of the
Right.
aqueous chemistry. So there's a lot of maximum available control technology that could be applied to either process and help the customer with his overall performance. Again, mostly for the waste reduction stream going out. That's a
Mm.
that hits the bottom line very quickly. And environmental compliance. You want your
Hmm.
personnel safe. You don't want anything going out into the atmosphere that does not meet regulations. And sometimes there's a way to improve that so there's not as much going out as being used.
Right. Exactly. Well, as you wrap up, I know in the next couple coming months, you're going to be authoring some good expert advice that we're excited to run and to share with our readers and everything. But like I said, they can certainly reach out. I'll have your website on this article as well, and they can reach out to you because really, what you're helping people, I think, in a nutshell, is you're helping them find the answers really as quickly as possible, the best answers quickly as possible, which is really important in manufacturing. Is correct. I mean, it's getting the right processes in as soon as possible, so you're not wasting or having rejects or anything like that. And that's really, I think, what you all are going to be doing is to helping them get to that point much quicker.
That's what we hope for, Tim. It is very important for the people to realize not only the cleaning process, but the ramifications of what follows the cleaning process.
Mm.
And look at their cost of operations, personnel exposure. I can go on and on and on for hours, but
Right.
it's a real combined effort by the companies that have to make changes or need to make changes, that they understand all the different parameters associated with that change.
Right. Okay. Well, great. Well, Joe, I appreciate you joining us, and we'll be, like I said, running some of your pieces in the coming months and years. So I appreciate you joining us.
Appreciate it, Tim, and I enjoy reading the finishing and articles. Very informative and very flexible and very variant. So anything we can do to help
Thank
you,
you.
we appreciate it.